learning to do.
You entrepreneur. You know, it's going on. You an entrepreneur. You always got shit to do. Your friends got to understand that. When you're an entrepreneur, you got shit to do. So my man's was asking me, my man's in Detroit, he was one of the people that replied to me and was giving me a topic. And he was like, talk about, he's like, well, nah, don't talk about Joe Biden because you might get like banned and shit. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, nah, that's real. But he was like, you could talk about like how to force mandates, they're going to make like niggas lose their jobs. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because some people going to be like, no. And then, so it's like, this is a good time. He's like, talk about how this is a good time to become an entrepreneur because you can work for yourself. You know what I'm saying?
But they still want you to. So I'm going to be going through that right now with all the CPR shit.
They going to make you get one?
No. Ain't nobody going to get nothing.
Say nobody going to get shit. We back.
Shit on all terms. Really, I choose to do certain jobs. Like, that's where I am. Like, I can choose to do it. And this is what I was talking about. Like, as far as... this is what I was talking about even when we were going into like, oh, what's a bum? And the reason why I say that is because, right, when you're not in survival mode anymore, about like I have to
come on, kick that Dorsey shit
to make money to do A, B, and C. Like when you're kind of at a point like my money's either whatever you
got
do,
it. Whatever you want to do, you kind of got the money to do it.
However I want my money to be is gonna be here. I'm not really worried about it. Whatever. For some people, it's they want more money. They want more money. They want more money.
People like that.
But once you're like, you know what I mean? Where do you get to the point that you're content? And not content, I get progressing, right? And shit, if you're choosing to learn and read a book, you're progressing,
yeah, that's
right?
Growth. That's growth.
That's it.
It's mental growth,
so,
for sure.
Because, I mean, that's what's going to keep you alive is mental growth. When your body can't, I mean, you want to be healthy and you want to feed your body the right things and move it certain ways.
Don't want to be an old nigga that don't know shit.
You can absolutely, you're going to mentally outlive a lot of people, right? When different things in your body go, right? If you fucking read a book every day, no.
Shit,
so
nigga,
when do you get to the point that you're content and you're happy, right? Mm-hmm. That you're content and you're happy, and
I think that threshold point is different for different people, of course. But we should try to set a standard or something.
But shit. Not even that. You're saying, oh, so and so's a bum. I'm not around. So what are you calling a bum? Because if this person's happy, where you're still, no matter how much money you have, you're still pressed. Like I'm not happy, and you're still not happy, and nothing you're doing is making you actually happy. Money's not gonna fucking make you happier, right? Even if you got more money, that's not what's gonna make you happy, right?
A lot of people get more money and see it don't make them happier. Look at people. All the celebrities you see kill themselves. They get everything you think you want: celebrity, fame, and money. And these niggas still in the like smoking themselves. Why you think that is? Why you think niggas smoke themselves when they got the whole world? You got the whole world, bro. Why you gonna smoke yourself?
Oh shit! I gotta grab the water. Right? Cause shit. You can freaking be.
It's like, what's that threshold?
The smallest thing is trying to survive. Whatever has like a fly that eats shit every day, still is gonna get up and eat their shit every day so they could survive. No. So just imagine a person who feels like they have all the money in the world or has more money than most, and they want to kill themselves. What is that?
I like my friends that got money and they happy and they excited about getting more. I like those friends. My friends that got money, you know what? My friend, and I like all my friends.
To show that they're still not happy. Friends. They're not being happy. They're not being happy and content. And they trying to make their life something. I gotta get up on the water out there.
I think you can be content. I think I know some content niggas in that shit.
No, you just was asking. I'm not saying that. You just asked a question about like rich people who fucking kill themselves.
Smoke themselves. Oh yeah, nah, them niggas ain't happy. So this shit was cold. Oh, it's better over here. Damn, I should have bought my little mount. You heard? So listen. I think, well, my definition of a bum, right, is, by my definition, a bum is a nigga with no ambition for nothing. You know what I'm saying? You know, you got some niggas that's like, they don't want to do shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? And if you talk to them, they don't got nothing that they ain't got nothing that they excited for. That's a bum to me. When I see bums on the street, they don't even get excited for the money that you give them half the time. They just be like, word, thank you. just like keep it pressing. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a bum to me. But yeah, I do know. I mean, I know niggas that got even less money than me, and they contented though. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, and that's all based in like, your value system. You know what I'm saying? What edifies you truly, like you were saying. I think that's something that a large majority of people don't find. For instance, excuse me. When we're back to talking about words and shit. Like one of the things I was talking about people about earlier is like alpha males, and you know what I'm saying. You know, to be like, you know, you an alpha male, you beta males, and yo, it's like 4 other ones. You feel me? And actually, and it's my personal opinion. But my personal opinion, it ain't no alpha males in the black community. Not in our community at all, because you can't be an alpha if you're under someone else's jurisdiction. An alpha is like, look at the apes, nigga. The alpha is the king, nigga. Like all the other apes submit to him. He control that shit. I don't think that you could be that in this systematic shit that niggas got set up. What you end up, all right, so people, I had them shits written down. I was breaking down. I was doing my research for this podcast, and all my nigga, okay. No bullshit. Because I don't think I'm an alpha male. Like, because when Shorty was saying, I was talking to a girl, and she mentioned alpha males, and I was like, but I'm not an alpha male. You know what I'm saying? And in my mind, with the conversation didn't go anywhere because I was, you know what I'm saying, I got in the car, and you know what I'm saying, we're doing it live now. But had we continued the conversation, in my mind, I was under the train of thought that, like, she think as soon as I say I ain't an alpha male, that I'm a beta male. You know what I'm saying? Which is the most common brand of nigga. Which it ain't the case. I just think I'm a sigma male. But I'm a sigma male who was having difficulty in life because I was trying to be an alpha male. The alpha male is the leader, but he's often born into the pack that he ultimately ends up leading. The sigma male is more of the lone wolf. He got all the qualities of the alpha, but he doesn't have the necessity to feed the narcissism of being number one. That's how I could come into joints, and then I could adapt. And I really don't have that whole like need to be like the center. Like, I love praising other people and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love that shit. I think sigmas are way more common, but we don't even know that we misuse words so much that we got sigma. They be trying to be alpha, so they be having trouble when it's like, really, bro, you got your own journey and your own mission. Like, my nigga, follow your own path. You don't have to run in this pack. Like, it's okay to understand that you a part of that pack. You love that pack love you. But you got some shit to do that's really just built for just you. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I think that's what exists a lot. And when we, you know what I'm saying? And niggas just really be confused about that. But me trying to get out of the misuse of words and me doing the study, I'm like, yeah, let me go look up the definition of this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me look at all the definitions, what this shit really mean. And I'm like, oh, nigga, how the fuck I'm gonna be an alpha and I don't control nothing in my community? I don't control the healthcare. I don't control the jobs. I don't control the nothing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, I'm not the alpha. Nigga, the alpha of our community exists as like a dominance hierarchy structure. It's not even an actual person. It's a state of mind that we all damn near submit to. That's what's really running and controlling this shit out here, the way niggas is thinking.
About if we were excuse me. What did you say? How did you put it? You said something to me the other day about, I would say, yeah, you might want to.
I'm holding something too. I got it over here. It's cool right here. This is good.
That's why, because this is not even on. The whole thing is on.
Yeah, because I was like, I went on my hands slipped over here. I'm like, oh, this is cool over here. It's good now.
I didn't realize it wasn't on. You mentioned to me the other day, what did you say to me?
I don't know.
About how, you know, I mean, you were saying we're so into our phones that we don't have the same kind of relationships and we don't build the same way that we could. You know what I mean? And going into the idea that really the alpha male, I mean, you know, we're in a system that, you know what I mean? Who in our city, if we're talking about the city of Springfield, who does control it? Probably an Italian nigga somewhere. I mean, just being honest.
It's actually probably a group of niggas somewhere, you know what I'm saying, that really got their hand on the largest controlling percentage of the money that exists in the bag of money that exists in every city? Hell yeah, it's probably some Italian niggas somewhere. Mob still
going
got a hold on Springfield,
into
baby.
clearly going into the idea that there's no alpha males or whatever in our community. It also goes back to the disconnect that we have in general. Like, you know, because we do have social media, we don't come together the same way. And yes, we do. We definitely still do on some levels, but we don't come together as strong minds the same way. Because, and you know, what were you saying? Something about how if we didn't have technology, you would have, you know, our community, we would have our own community at this point, or something.
Yeah, for sure. The artistic community will have their own community they fucking with. But you even bringing social media into the conversation, elegantly beautiful, because when I say that ain't no alpha males, I'm talking about that exists in like our physical, our base reality. Fuck these phones, nigga. We out here.
Right.
Nigga, all our kids is going to the same schools. You know what I'm saying? So we all in the same pocket of what you would call exposure to, you know what I'm saying? Like poverty zones and shit. You feel me? That's what I'm meaning. But when we talk about social media, obviously there are people that lead. That's a different community. It's a domain. In that domain, there's definitely alpha males in that domain. There's definitely niggas that lead that shit and this, that, or the third. But even in that, like, it's very few, because what is the word alpha, nigga? One leader. So nigga, we don't got one in our community. We all on social media, nigga, but there ain't one nigga that we all submit to his rule. Our culture has bred alpha males out of the equation. Now what exists as an alpha male is the ever-present, omnipresent fucking mentality and mind structure, because what you're going to encounter more often than not is a bunch of beta males, which is your most common niggas. They're just your average nigga. They trying to survive and shit. You know what I'm saying? You going to encounter them with delusional ass alpha male mind states when you talk to them. But they ain't living that. But you know, we have social media, and this is what's making the emergence of this cognitive dissonance that's able to exist in every nigga, because in his mind, his world is blooming on this shit.
But not only that, it's the lack of actually being real world leaders and putting your full potential out there, because really the social media stuff, unless you're actually making money on it or using it at different platforms to be uplifting, it's draining, right? It's taking away from energy you can be putting somewhere else for a lot of people.
That's real. You saying some real shit. And them Delta males gonna kill you. The Delta males, to me, they're like the second most common in existence. And them is the niggas that no one is born a Delta male. No one is born a Delta male. You become one. You become made one through like trauma, through pain, through like disappointment, through bad relationships or whatever. The number one word to describe the Delta male is bitter. A lot of these niggas is bitter and angry, because when we're talking about statuses of alpha, beta, delta, gamma, and all of that shit within the context of this conversation anyway, we're talking about a dominance hierarchy. So the delta males are niggas that they can't be alphas, they don't possess the qualities, but they've had relationships or situations or issues that they can't even be betas, because they don't even produce enough out of themselves to get along, to go along, to be like, that's the people that you say were contented. They're like, all right, like some niggas like, nigga, he king at his castle at home, he cool. He don't gotta be the number one nigga out here running these streets, or, you know what I'm saying? Like the biggest nigga on social media, none of that shit. And that's fine, but we misuse words. So we got a negative connotation to the word beta male automatically, when really it's more beta males than anything. And you could be a good one. If it can only be one leader, then the whole pack or the tribe or the community or whatever the domain is compromised of is going to dominantly be composed of the betas. Hold up. And you don't want the deltas in the community because they fucking negative. You know what I'm saying? I might be a gamma lover too. You know what gammas are? Gammas are the smart lovers. Those are the people of empathy, the people, and to be honest, I don't really think nobody is just one of these things. We're all blends because it's personalities. Nobody's personality is like super black and white. You know what I'm saying? So I think I'm a Sigma Gamma type motherfucker. I don't know. I'm getting it sounding like a fraternity at this point. But again, the misuse of words, nigga. These ain't even our words. These words was given to us by these, man. Come on, man. This shit designers just trick niggas. And then lastly, though, you got the omega male. They're the complete opposite of the alpha male. We got a lot of them in our community, too. Them is the niggas that's just quitters. They don't want to do nothing. They don't want to be nothing. They're the bums. The bums are omega males. Ooh, this shit nice and cold now. It feels good. That sunlight got me.
Yeah, I told
That
you.
sunlight got me
It was
looking
only
like
on
Jesus.
at the bottom of our feet.
Sunlight got me looking like Jesus. Look how black skin turned to light. Isn't that amazing? Isn't that amazing? Literally, turn right to light. I'm looking at this shit. I'm a little high too, but I'm looking at it and I'm like, yo, I look like light itself. Like this side of my face that this light hitting on this screen. If I screenshot that light, that look like the sun. Yeah, but I'm looking up at the sun and like, I can't see shit now. Well, yeah, word. So yeah, those are the types of males that exist, man. Everybody can't be no alpha. Oh, I think I flipped the camera. Yeah, everybody can't be no alpha. It can only be one alpha, for real. We got mad sigmas running around. Them niggas will kill you too. You gotta be careful in dominance hierarchy structures in general. What else I have? I definitely wanted to get into that though, because I wanted to make a distinction of that. But like, nah, don't be looking for me to be no alpha male. I ain't trying to lead a bunch of niggas. Like, Jesus, we just came out of the Pisces age. Jesus just showed us, you try to lead these niggas, they gonna kill you, man. You gotta get with the right minds, man. You gotta really believe birds of a feather flock together. And if you want to do certain shit over here, get with the people that's doing the shit over there and shit. You know what I'm saying?
That's
you want
what
to do
you
some
were
shit
saying.
over here.
You were saying something like that.
What?
Something about the birds of the feather flock together, but now you were saying something like that. Yes, when I talked to you last.
Shit, if we not talking base reality, because in base reality, I do think birds of feather flock together for sure. Now on Facebook, that's the illusion of the Matrix. In the Matrix reality, man, I don't know. Birds don't belong to shit. They just all lost. Like, it's like they're just angry birds. It's just Facebook is just angry birds and shit. Like, I said that on Twitter the other day. I said fucking Twitter, like, to me is like the best dimension that exists. Instagram is a different world, but it's the world where like the celebrities exist in. It's like Instagram is heaven. And you can have a piece of heaven too if you can get famous enough and shit like that. And Facebook is hell. Cause you get on Facebook and you start scrolling. I really get on there just to post shit. Cause when you get on Facebook and you start scrolling, man, that shit is like reading the motherfucking court transcripts of what's going on in hell.
Is it? Cause I don't get all that. I don't.
What?
So
you follow some good people then. Your friend
but
list
not
is
only
full
that,
of like my friend list is full
I don't
of air,
do
right?
With my social media platforms, right? There are only a few people who are on all of them, and it really depends on
what type
of content that they. I mean, that's clearly what depends on my friend, you know. But
Yeah.
what they talk about on those
Platforms.
things and platforms and what they post and my relationship with them. For some people, I want to see your kids. You're my family. You're my close friends. Maybe we're not around each other, so I prefer you on Instagram. But Instagram is also a place where there's a lot of posting where you're just scrolling. So some of that makes a difference on what you're posting too, right? What kind of content you're posting there for me. Snapchat is like, oh, it's fun stuff. It's fast. So even the people that are on Snapchat are different. Some of those people, I don't have a lot of Snap. No, I don't have a lot of people on my Snap. I got a lot of people, I think, on, like, and Facebook is more my business stuff a little bit. Like, Instagram, I have it, but I don't really talk about, you know, you might see a post here or there on Instagram, but it's more like my kids and family stuff for family that's not there. Facebook is, a lot of my older family is on there. Like, you know, my mom's aunts and uncles, so that is still there, and there's business stuff on there.
Facebook
but
done became the Matrix.
I can definitely see,
exists.
I don't.
Your fam that live in Nebraska,
yeah,
like, they see what you post
so
on
Facebook. I don't really put a lot of stuff, and you might catch some pictures here and there, and I might.
And
post
that's
some
why I
funny
say it's
stuff
hell, because you get to choose what you say on Facebook. And of all the things to say, you'll get on this platform where you know your family on it and all of that shit. And niggas will be making misery posts. I don't understand that. That make me feel like, okay, that's a Delta or Omega male or some shit like that.
I didn't think about that.
You upset, nigga. You could choose what you post. You could choose to highlight anything you want to. This is your highlight reel. Especially Instagram, your highlight reel. That's your motherfucking. That functions as my my digital catalog of accomplishments or my brand catalog. That's what Instagram functions as, my brand catalog.
Okay.
Twitter, that's what I consider my social media, because that's where I'm at sharing. That's where I think the best thought engagement comes from. All the people on Twitter are the people all over the world. Like, that's why Twitter get all the news first.
So you know what?
Something happened to a celebrity, he gonna tweet it first.
I need to get back on Twitter, because I realized that too, that I do. But
I be talking shit about people that don't got Twitter, because people that don't got Twitter, I be like, oh, you don't like to read, huh?
No, I had it. It was just so old, and then it got to like you could only post like 5 words. I was like, what the fuck? And then I just
I think they increased the word count again.
Well,
I remember
haven't
what
been
you talking
on
about.
it in so long, because it's like I got it so long ago that I just didn't. When I didn't really like I just didn't.
Twitter was a different
it.
world back in 2011. Facts. So I understand what you're saying. But nah, Twitter's my favorite social media. I engage with that platform more than any other. Facebook just happens to be all the communities that I've lived in. So whether it's Florida, Massachusetts, VA, DC, Baltimore, Georgia, these are all places that I've lived. And like you're saying, it's like the family. It's the connection. It's people's way to see you. So Facebook is actually where I make the majority of my money.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I make more plays off of Facebook inboxes than Twitter or Instagram DMs by a fucking landslide. It's not close at all. But that's also why I've chosen, if you look, go scroll my Facebook. You ain't gonna see nothing but me promoting what I'm selling. That. Or talking,
I didn't know that.
Or trying to like promote positivity in the community, or strengthen that, because I understand too that if you strengthen the domain, if I big up you as a business owner, and you become a successful business owner, right? Even if we don't even got the same business, or even if we did have the same business, then the actual domain expands in itself, and now this is another nigga. You making money yourself. So guess what? You know what it's like. You've been through it. So you're more likely to spend some money with a motherfucker who's doing the same thing.
This is why I need to connect with you, because I've been kind of slacking a little bit, right? And it's a certain comfortable. It's a kind of, what do I want to do? And where am I putting this? Am I putting this? Is this really what I want to do? But I haven't been, like, I am a jack of all trades. I can kind of do some of everything. Like, I can go in the office. I can do your taxes. I can really teach you CPR, and you might have thought I might have been in the hospital somewhere with somebody, and I have not. Okay, I can work on different levels without a lot of, you know what I mean, and be cool with it. But I'm also a mom, right? And I'm a single mom. I got 2 young kids, elementary school, so I like being a certain comfortable too. And I just I'm over being anxious about everything or worried about everything, because I don't feel like I have anything to worry about, right?
You are emerging as the cream of the crop of the culture, because most of the culture, like you said earlier, exists.
But I have friends who have houses already, who have bachelor's degrees. Those are things that I get, that when I want them, I can obtain them. I like my entrepreneurship from working with and for people, and I still go into like, I work temp jobs so that I can still work and get, I can put money in Social Security, and it can go put money in unemployment. And I work, but I also have the option of working jobs that I actually like, and being in areas where, like, you know what I mean? I don't have to stay there just because I made a certain amount of money there, because really on my own, I make more money on my own. Right. So choosing to work for people is not the same. And I can visit
him. He told me that shit. He just quit his job. He's like, man, I make more money on my own than I do
but
on
I
a day
don't
at work.
With the way that I have my stuff set up. 8 hours
of his time.
I don't even have to actually promote for my CPR stuff. That's why you guys don't see that from me.
Because I
work under a company, but I'm 1099'd under the company. So So I'm self-employed under the company. Okay. They're not paying any taxes for me. I get no taxes taken out, and I pay taxes when it's time for me to do taxes. I am accountable for those. So also my expenses, because I travel and my work is travel, and they do give me travel expense too. Those other mileages and things like that, Thank you. But I've been doing this for a while. But those things...
You don't really be on social media.
Yeah, because I don't have to.
So the Matrix community don't see you. This is what I'm saying. Like, when we're analyzing both of these things, we're talking about you have made it to a point where fuck trying to live in the illusional Matrix reality. In base reality, you have made it out of survival mode, which is where most of us live. This is why we get addicted to the Matrix itself, because this represents a space where we're not faced with the same, you know what I'm saying, like survival
mode. But that's
mode.
why
Niggas
it's
can
kind
get
of
on
like,
here and cap
so
all fucking
now that
day.
I can do this and I can do that, and now I know what ways I can do this.
You did your soul
but
work.
I don't promote it as much
work
on social media because I'm working under another company. So now I'm at the point like, okay, now I kind of want to get away from these companies and do it for real on my own.
Okay.
So I have to get back into, I don't know if you remember, I was doing Billie Jean stuff with Gina Belvin and going back into now promoting myself. So that's kind of where I've been off the social media things, and I'm on them, but I'm not on them the same way with my business. Now it is going into like, you know, utilizing these platforms to make my own things
that's what they good
more defined.
Especially being that you took like a complete hiatus from this shit. It's mad motherfuckers can't wait to see what you be on.
Well, no, I be on
on
social media. I just don't be on that. You know what I mean? I'm on social media.
In my timeline, God. There was a time when you was popping up in my timeline a little bit, but now
I don't really post the same way. I kind of, and like I said, work. I can go work in an office and I get them to pay me a check, and they take out taxes sometimes. So then when I'm doing my self-employed stuff, I get to have some taxes already taken out. So that's one thing I do. To make it easier for myself.
With the more emergent social social reality that we have, the false social reality that we have, that it's important to get a balance, or would you be good like just being cool in base reality, like, nigga, I don't even fuck with my money and my investments and everything doing what they supposed to do, my security is secure, and physical reality, I'm here spending time with my kids type shit.
No, so a lot you have to still use technology, and I'm out of you still have to use it, because a lot of stuff, even I have to learn about Coinbase, I gotta learn Bitcoin shit, and I gotta learn this stuff, because it really is places to put money into these spaces. You gotta figure out how to do this shit.
Money, and it's gonna all be
I'm over
digital.
it, but I'm not for it. I get offended when I call a place. I don't give a fuck if it's pandemic and they act like they're not gonna take my cash, because why do you think I want you to have my bank information? Who the fuck are you?
Word.
Like, I don't, what the fuck, over the phone? Nah, fuck y'all. I will not order from there. Don't do that.
Everything on social media,
I don't,
fuck around and ask you all your information.
Yeah, like,
be careful,
why do I have to give you my electronic signature somewhere? Fuck you, no. Like, I don't keep the location on my phone. I'm not even for all that. I don't like that.
These apps they be turning.
I don't like to. It took me a long time to save to Apple Pay, like years to choose to do it. And it wasn't because I didn't have access, because I literally chose not to conform to that. I was not for that.
Yeah, I ain't make an Apple Pay till last year.
Yeah, but because I made you make an Apple Pay. You know how many people? Because I was so against it, and I worked in the banks, and I was still against it. You know what I mean? I worked in the banks. I worked in customer service. That's why I won't add Zelle, because and you know what? I won't add Zelle because of that, because I worked in customer service, and all the fucking things that were messing up people's bank accounts were back ways through Zelle and different shit like that. No. So I was
PayPal no more.
There's too many hacks for Apple and shit that at one point, from TJ Maxx and from a couple, the Targets, that for almost 2 years they were fucking blowing us out. Every other month you're getting something saying that their information was compromised. No, I'm not giving you all that information. Fuck you.
I know that shit.
So that's where this whole pandemic,
I'm an immigrant,
not taking my cash. Yeah, I need you to take this cash. I don't want you to be all in my finances and pockets. I'm all set.
I like cash, baby. I'm from the drug dealer era. I like a physical exchange of something. I like to see my money. I'm still one of them niggas that counts my money, even though I know how much money I had, because I came up in poverty, man.
Right.
Fuck it. And counting money releases serotonin, and that is a form of endorphins, and that shit gets you high.
Right.
So
literally,
when you see a nigga and he's in his trap and he counting his bread,
and just being real, going to the store and taking the money out the bank and spending the money and spending the cash versus swiping the card, it's not the same feeling. Even though you get to go take the clothes home and have fun with the clothes, it's not the same thing. Dropping the bread and getting some money back and over that and then swiping the
It's
card
a
and be
more
like,
human
damn, I just
exchange.
swiped
It's
all this
physical.
money. It's so easy.
It's
And
physical.
you just swiped all the fucking money.
When you go to a cashier of anything and you got cash, you gotta damn near look them in the eye with another human being. You exchanging the money. They damn near touching your hand. You damn near touching their hand.
You gotta make sure they ask a count.
It's a more physical experience. Yeah, and they count. They give you your change. There's a full exchange that happens, and y'all usually have a mini conversation. Whereas when you doing a card and they say cash or credit, and you say credit, that's it.
And their customer service changes, but also when
Hell
people are
yeah.
counting money back to you, it doesn't matter what store you're in, whether you're going to the fucking fast food place or to the clothes store, wherever, and they actually have to count money back. They're, like you said, they're more likely to have a conversation.
Yep.
It makes them slow down. It might make them a little bit more nervous to actually think about what they're doing. And like you said, it causes a forced human interaction, because soon we're gonna be able to fucking go into the store and scan.
Fuck
And
it,
only a
soon
person.
ain't
I mean,
gonna be no store. You gonna
that
be like,
is what
bloop,
it is,
bloop, bloop.
right?
And they
You're
gonna
going
bring your
in
groceries
and
to your crib.
Yeah, and you're.
Everything gonna be in your crib. We gonna be on some crazy.
And they just gonna buzz it down from
Yeah.
a fucking drone into your
nigga.
to your front door.
You ain't going nowhere. Yeah,
That's what they was trying. That's what they wanted us to do with the pandemic. They want us to stay in house, stay out, and not be able to do anything. That's why I think the whole idea that certain places like are not taking money. What are you talking about? We're going into the restaurants and the waitresses have to get an electronic tip. Are you fucking kidding me?
That's the new world.
I would be upset. So then it's like, oh yeah, man, y'all
Just wait
play.
till they drop that variant that they say is spread by money. Oh
Right?
my god!
Then we're gonna have to be forced to have electronic badges and shit that have to be scanned.
How y'all niggas gonna get it then? This is gonna be interesting, cause everything that you do digitally got a trail to it. Everything you do digitally got a trail to it. You can have a secret interaction with a nigga with some cash. Yo man, here's the.
We're not gonna be. America's not gonna be a country that's gonna be able to get rid of
cash,
paper, coin, money anytime soon. I don't think.
You think the subversive society will live off of it as their own currency for some time?
We're gonna have to. You know what I mean?
Black people,
we're gonna have to.
Listen up.
Right? Because even never mind the value of our money, the way that they're even giving this money out and different things, and the people who did manipulate systems where it's past, what was even beneficial, and it's something that's actually costing, and there's businesses that really did it. I've heard from so many, and I do taxes, I've heard from so many self-employed friends who do self-employed things, legit self-employed things, that they did not apply for any of the extra loan, even if it was anything, and they were like, I'm not taking no. Yeah, you're one of them, but trust me, you're not the only one. And and
just showing y'all, you know what I'm saying?
It is men more than women, because women, we got our kids. We don't give a damn about applying for this government's money. We going to take that shit. So it's interesting to hear, because it really, when you actually look and read it, and those of you who actually have self-employed businesses and you took time to read it or sit with someone who was going to educate you about it, it really is for us self-employed people. It doesn't have to be $1 million. You don't necessarily need to be abusing it, but you should have applied and taken time to sit with someone and go over, well, what could you have gotten from this if you're not, especially you're not claiming kids on tax and shit like that.
About, did you see my live the other day with Tiffany Alicia, and she's saying that there was some grants that
I think I started it, and no, I didn't, but I know I started watching it, but I didn't get to stay on it.
Yeah, I'm gonna send you the link.
Okay.
You sound like you are very.
And there's some stuff like
adept.
That's what ends up happening. The choice
between
between taxes and doing my CPR, sometimes the CPR stuff, like I said, is a little bit easier. I get to, so I am, like I said, you know what I mean? You could see me and I could be working like 3 or 4 jobs at one time, no bullshit. Not make pretend like really being in 3 or 4 different offices, different places, and working with different kind of people for different things in 1 week span and 1 2 week span. Right?
Black excellence.
So sometimes you might not catch me on some tax shit for a while, because it's not tax season and I got to get into tax mine, and I have to prepare my other jobs to let me get into tax mine. But that also comes from the convenience of working with a group and working with a franchise versus working on my own, right?
That makes sense.
So even sometimes, yeah, I'll be missing some stuff until I connect with the people who do taxes and say, hey, what's been going on? Oh, the Navy, this is it, and now you gotta read this shit so you know what's going on some more. And okay, they send me some IRS stuff all the time.
No, I'm gonna see that.
And I go through that too.
Let me know if I can wiggle one of them joints.
And but that's what I said. If you just filed taxes, your tax professional should have encouraged you to at least apply if you did any type of self-employment. Because even if it only got you a couple of $100 that you would have missed in those 2 years, it's better than you getting nothing extra for money that you've missed.
Free bands.
Right? Right. So that's where I always be like, come on, y'all. And never mind you guys that are going from not being legit, right? And you're going in that full circle. When you're making these dots connect, why are you not, you know what I mean? Like, do your fucking taxes. You're doing legit shit. Like, that's why they made Cash App and Apple Pay for y'all, to have y'all fucking 1099s there. It's there. It's right there. Just do it. Just do it. Sit with somebody and let them fucking do it for you. But like I said, for me, I end up going through different stuff. So some, you know what I mean? I don't always get to be that
attentive. If I'm doing my taxes, say if I ain't did my taxes in about 5 years, you could go through my Cash App and file that shit. I
mean, really, that's what you do, right? When you're self-employed, that's what you really do. When you're legit self-employed, that's how you go put yourself. You take time. Yeah, if you guys don't have like accountant friends and tax friends, and y'all don't fucking sit down with them and get these information besides your W-2, this is why so many people are missing, you know, where some of this stuff could connect. And you're going legit, but you're not putting yourself. And I get it, there is a certain disconnect where if you don't want to be in anybody's books, but if you got money in banks already, what are you even talking about? You know what I mean? It's different if you don't. But if you already using these things, you got money in their banks already.
Of taxes, like my Cash App probably ain't got shit in it right now, but
yeah, but it recorded something for you. It recorded expenses you paid from Cash App, right? It recorded income. It recorded for whatever machines you're getting fixed. It recorded it already for you. All you have to do is bring it and say, hey, is this an expense here? Is this? And sit with somebody who might help you do the shit. But like I said, sometimes I don't always. I have to get in. Right, how much it costs is not the question. It's the kind of time you spend, and you're gonna pay for the services that you feel like you're getting. Right, you're gonna pay for your education that you're getting from the person you're getting it from. So everybody has different stuff that they're working on that you would choose to work with there, but not taking time to sit down and find out about it. And most people are actually filing taxes with a W-2, and they might have something on the side, and they're not actually using those resources or getting the information. And there's a lot of tax preparers who don't take time to give you guys that information either.
If I didn't file last year and I filed this year, would I get more money because I didn't file last year?
So how this works is, did you owe money last year? So people don't. So one thing that people miss,
I owe 2 people,
is that you can file for how many every years you want to be on the books, depending on what you're trying to get and what the goal is.
Well, I'm talking about for Gypsy, my
But if you're just trying to get, and I would say,
Cash App,
if you're just trying to get your money, like you're trying to get something back, you can only get money back in the last 3 years, right? Okay. But if you start filing from like 5 years ago, the IRS can tell you owe them money from 5 years ago. So if you're self-employed and you don't really have certain things,
do that.
You don't have to make yourself necessarily crazy about it.
Just go this
right?
shit.
But if there are some things you're trying to connect, and the pandemic has been 2 years, right? 2 tax years. So there might be more. You might choose that if you were only self-employed. But there are people like me, right? Where we have one hand in self-employment and one hand in
Yeah, I ain't gonna hold you. As soon as that shit said send a picture of your ID, I'm like, nigga, what? Nigga, picture of my anything that asks
anybody
for a
who does their taxes,
ID, like,
they know
for me to like take a picture and send it to them, I'd be like, hell the
against
fuck
it,
no.
right? But really, what it is because you're not sitting with an individual with you doing that.
See, I feel more trusted with a human though. That's what I'm saying.
And that's another thing. But we ask you for your ID and put it in the computer for you.
But I be cooked up when I don't be trusting the third party. You know what I'm saying?
But that's the comfort of having a professional that works with you, right?
See, that's the trust factor that humans give you.
Right.
For real, because if you have a history, this is what you do. It's like, oh, I could trust this person. I know what's gonna happen is what's gonna be supposed to happen. Sometimes, especially if you're an entrepreneur and you're new to it, a lot of this shit is new to you. Nigga, you don't know what you're doing fully.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You might just be a creative that created a product and now you're selling it. But nigga, as far as all these other aspects of running a business, nigga, you don't have no mind for that shit at all. So you gotta sit with somebody to have a sense of security moving forward with what you're doing and trying to progress. Otherwise, you may do some shit like be like, my ID, nah,
and
I'm good.
Because I think that was my first reaction too. But then when I realized, like, you put your ID information in, and when you're doing taxes, so you have to.
I ain't never did my own shit.
You have to break that down to them when you come in. We ask
like,
you for
here's my
specific
W-2s
things.
and whatever. And it was like family, so you know what I'm saying. It's like I don't know what the fuck all that shit do. Give me back as much as you can, and shit.
Right, and that's all we're like. So we're like I said, you could file for 3 years and actually get a refund back if the government owes you a refund. But if you file for more than that,
the government owe me more than a refund. The government owe me reparations.
Oh goodness, boy!
Yeah, nah.
But if you file for more than that, they're not going to give you a refund for it, depending on what you're doing and why. What you're like, if you haven't filed at all, they only have to give you back actual funds for the last 3 years. Excuse me.
Okay, I got you.
So,
if you're an entrepreneur, you didn't file your taxes and you didn't fuck with the PUA and all of that sort of shit, or even if you did and stopped or whatever the fuck you did, make sure this upcoming year that you do your taxes. If you're an entrepreneur who's running your business as a creative, meaning that you ain't running it like a business. You running it like a nigga that's like, yo, I got this shit. Who won't buy it? Because I made it and it's dope. And people are like, yo, I'm fucking with that because you made it. I'm going to buy it. Yo, you got the transaction history right there in your Cash App. You can file your taxes. That's what she telling you. That's what I'm telling you because I know I'm about to do this shit. So next, this nigga, I killed him. When I say I killed, like, you can look at me like my Cash App, like I said, they did it right there. But it's 'cause I got bad spending habits. But it's okay, because we gonna get some money back from the government, baby. Fuck with your boy. This has been a great Burning Bell. The blunt been gone, but we was talking great.
Right.
This the guy. Go follow her on the platforms, because you know what I'm saying, her business is expanding now into the social media realm.
right, I gotta work on it. That's the part I'm working on.
But yeah, I got you.
But I am on Instagram with love. LOVE _ NAY, and Facebook is Denavia Hardrick. And Snap, like I said, Snap's not for
yeah, that ain't for that. That's your own thing. Anyway, follow her on those platforms. Definitely when tax time come, get your fucking taxes done.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This live is a part 2. There's a part 1, but my phone overheated, so you gotta go to YouTube for part 1. You know what I mean? Go subscribe to YouTube. Turn and hit the little button, the notification button, and your little bell, and it'll ding when I do some dope shit. Fuck with me if you're labor related.
Peace.
We out of here. How the fuck is this shit?
That was nice.